Hi, and welcome to the spiritual meaning of your hair, part 4. In many wisdom traditions, hair is linked to the crown chakra, suggesting that any challenges that we have with our hair is a reflection of our spiritual state of being or a blockage of life force energy that we are experiencing. Many wisdom keepers, elders, and barber shamans knew that our hair, including its color, texture, and condition, says a lot about who we are, what we're going through, where we came from, and it also tells us about our hidden magic and purpose. In part 1, we learned that our hair is an extension of our nervous system, a spiritual antenna that transmits and receives energies from the universe. It helps us to connect with nature, the cosmos, and to navigate the world around us. We also learned that our hair is an extension of our vitality and life force energy, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. In part 2, we looked at the spiritual meaning of your hair color. In part 3, we looked at the spiritual significance of your hair texture. So now, let's take a look at the spiritual meaning behind the top 5 hair challenges that I see with my clients. Hair loss is probably the biggest challenge that the majority of us experience. Whether it's balding, thinning, or a temporary heavy shedding, or somewhere in between, there is a powerful message and a deep spiritual meaning behind this common challenge. Hair loss most commonly symbolizes a loss of power, loss in direction towards your divine purpose, a loss of identity or an aspect of one's identity. However, there are so many different stages to hair loss that, on the other hand, hair loss can also connect us to a more expansive and deeper spiritual self, revealing a rebirth of oneself that is unburdened, vulnerable, and free. If we are actively losing hair, this can represent a transition, a redirection of energy, and a letting go of the past. Depending on the unique characteristics or stage of hair loss that you may be experiencing, exposes and suggests a unique spiritual correlation. Hair loss can be a sign of temporary disconnecting from our intuition, taking us on a journey towards reclaiming our inner wisdom and guidance. Hair loss also represents a period of great internal struggle for you and your lineage. And with this great struggle, we develop resilience, perseverance, and this leads to a renewal and a rebirth. Losing hair can therefore be seen as a feeling of losing one's power, identity, or a connection to one's source of strength. Hair loss can also be interpreted as a temporary loss of balance, inner peace, and a blockage in our third eye and crown chakras. It's not a loss. It is actually a powerful redirection of energy away from external perceptions and moving and returning to our inner wisdom, maturity, and a more present spiritual state of being. For many, hair loss can symbolize a spiritual cleansing or a shedding of old energies to make way for newness in your life. Knotty and tangly hair is another common issue that we can experience with our hair. Knotty and tangly hair often represents a lack of organization, insufficient presence and grounding, always oscillating between fight or flight, spiritual disorder and disconnection. And this often comes with a lack of prosperity and holistic self-care. According to Hinduism, knotty or matted hair is seen as a negative sign, reflecting a lack of success and wealth, and not necessarily financial wealth. It's also seen as a spiritual imbalance and loss of divine purpose. Knotty hair can also symbolize our unresolved past mistakes or a lack of spiritual connection. Tangled hair can also be seen as a metaphor for being held back and entangled with the past. Tangled hair often represents a blockage in flow of our life force energy, resulting in inner chaos or a spiritual dilemma. Knotty and tangly hair can also, conversely, symbolize severe self-discipline, avoidance of any form of indulgence, and a renunciation of the fullness of life and the human experience. Well-kept locks, however, can represent a deep commitment to spiritual discipline, as seen in some indigenous cultures. Frizzy hair is another major challenge that I see with my clients, and it can symbolize a loss of control, inner chaos, anxiety, and overwhelm. It's also seen as being too rigid and stuck in one's ways, a blockage of energy resulting in a lack of movement, fluidity, and adaptability. However, conversely, frizzy hair, like kinky hair, can also be seen as a rebellion against the rigid, unnatural standards of perfection. It all depends on the unique characteristics and circumstances that are causing the frizzy hair to manifest within your nervous system. Frizzy hair can also represent an avoidance of positively embracing your true and authentic divine nature. Another major challenge that we see in hair is limp hair, and this can symbolize a severe vulnerability, a lack of strength, a lack of boundaries and fortitude. Limp hair hints that we may need to shed our external facades, coping strategies, and rediscover our true divine nature and reassess our deeper spiritual connection, returning to our divine place of power and embodying the magic and medicine of our ancestors. In some cases, limp, lifeless hair is a sign of weakness that can also be interpreted as a spiritual blockage or a feeling of being weighed down, similar to how a physical buildup can weigh our hair down, but in an energetic and spiritual capacity. Limp hair can also be a signal from your higher self urging you to pay attention to an imbalance in your crown chakra or a blockage in your third eye. A gentle nudge from the universe guiding you towards a deeper connection with your inner authority, intuition, and your soul's divine purpose. Lastly, an itchy head can be a sign of spiritual awakening, signaling a shift in perception, an expansion of the crown chakra, and a flow towards a deeper connection to your higher self. However, a chronically itchy scalp can symbolize an imbalance in the crown chakra, leading to spiritual fatigue, lack of willpower, and creativity. If this is the case, it can easily be restored through regular meditation and healing. Another symptom of an itchy scalp is ignoring your inner guidance, inner authority, and intuition, pointing you to open up and exercise your crown chakra and be receptive to the divine guidance that is trying to reach you. An itchy head can also be a sign of a karmic release, ancestral guidance, or angelic nudges guiding us towards spiritual growth and transformation and into higher states of consciousness. Quieting the mind, turning into the heart, and embracing energetic shifts can help decipher the spiritual meaning behind an itchy head and aligning us with our higher divine purpose. Now, if there is a scalp condition that is causing this itchy scalp, this is a completely different sign that is indicating that there is something left unresolved, leaving an energetic blockage, preventing you from accessing your higher states of consciousness. And in this case, you will want to identify the entanglement that is causing this chronic scalp condition. I hope this was an enlightening video, giving you some more insight on some challenges that we may be facing with our hair from time to time. I hope you enjoyed this entire series, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you're looking for anything more of what can we learn about our hair and its spiritual wisdom, let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to make a video for that. And until next time, lots of peace, love, and joy. Bye, guys.